Welcome everyone to another video. My name is Hago, aka Hags, and today you've clicked on this video because I have told you to not buy a house in 2024 before you do these things. So definitely buy a house, but you have to stick to the requirements. So let's get straight into it, and that is to be that bit more pickier than you have been in the past. Or if you're new, be picky. Reason being is because we are now in a buyer's market, so we need to now pick and choose what we want. Especially with the properties that need doing up, you need to realise that they are going to stick on the market a bit longer than the ones which have been done up. So in 2022, where everyone was buying everything under the sun, now it's more people are buying properties where they don't have to touch, they can just move in because they've already spent a lot of money on the house itself. So you need to come in and buy those ones at a lovely discount in your areas that you have put the requirements to. So don't pick every area under the sun and just put UK and look everywhere. You need to pick maybe 3, 4, or maximum 5 locations. Look in those areas for your price range, and of course the properties that need the most doing up, where you purchase the property at, price-wise is where you ultimately will make the most money. So now moving on to the floor plan. Why am I mentioning the floor plan? Because I want you to pick a floor plan with a solid layout. What does a solid layout even mean? I mean 2 large bedrooms. The third bedroom is alright to be somewhat smaller. I want to have a living room, a nice spacious living room. Yes, it could be a living/dining, but ultimately make sure the kitchen has its space. A lot of people love their kitchens. People want the space in the kitchens. I would say dining area isn't so much of a requirement if your living space is big enough. And of course, if you can add an extra room by putting a stud wall up, which I have done, go for it, because that definitely adds value. But I don't mean just put a stud wall anywhere and make a little closet, because there's no point. I want another bedroom, or I want to space out the rooms together. And this requirement now specifically requires flipping property. When you're purchasing the property and you're looking for the resale value, it doesn't matter how much something is sold for at that time. You want to understand that the market may drop a bit more. So when you open your offer forward, you need to understand that I may not achieve this. So what do? You knock off another 5,000 to be safe. So when you're doing the resale value and you come up with that £10,000 mark, for example, if it's between £100,000 and £110,000, you want to do possibly 95 or even 90,000 to 100,000. Because if you can't sell it for 110 at the time and you drop it down to 100 and all of a sudden now it's 95, now you're walking on eggshells here. So always give yourself that cushion, and that's exactly what I've done with my recent bungalow refurbishment, because I knew that the market was going to be a bit iffy, and that's where I managed to get it for a very lovely discount. And finally, make the property stand out. You want to make sure that when you look on the market and you see the other properties around your area, you want to know that there is a big differentiation between theirs and yours. And I mean something like herringbone flooring. Not everywhere, maybe in the entrance when you walk in, because of course that's expensive. Spotlights. Again, if it's in the entrance, that would be nice, or maybe just in the kitchen. It doesn't have to be everywhere. And then of course, when it comes to maybe tiles, spend that little bit more on the tile that sort of stand out. And when someone walks in, they get that wow factor. And the kitchen, of course, a nice gloss finish will always do the trick. But besides that, everything else pretty much applies the same. If you're buying a buy-to-let property, whether you're doing it to HMO, Airbnb, etc., the discount still applies. And you want, again, if you can find something which needs a bit more work doing to it, whether it's for the rental, Airbnb, residential, whatever it is, it will still add that value at the end of it. So if you can have that extra pot of money where you can do a bit more renovation, knowing that the property will be discounted even more, then it sort of counteracts each other, because you bought the property for a discount and also you're just spending that bit more on the renovation, so it sort of just levels out really. But again, same rules apply. But there we have it. I've been Hago, aka Hags. Don't forget the name, and I'll catch you in the next video.